The last time I was here, I mopped the floor with Ida. It's just, it's disappointing. Not that she's not here. We know. It was crazy. It was bad. It was bad.
Good morning, afternoon, evening, whatever time it is, wherever you are listening to us from. Welcome back to the Tech Room. I'm so happy to have you here. Today, as always, we have a very, very special guest. He might be a familiar voice. Some might say he's more of a veteran than I am, but I don't want to say too much. I'll let him go ahead and introduce himself. Good morning.
Morning. My name is Nsongo. Back as usual to talk about tech stuff.
Indeed. Now, for today's topic, very specifically, we didn't give him any warning. We didn't give him heads up. To use the man's own words, I'm easy with whatever. So let's actually find out. So for the first time, Nsongo, today the topic we're going to be covering is something that people have heard a lot about, even in passing. It's something that has been inextricably associated with the internet, and everybody that has had access to tech at one point or another has heard of this, has been curious about it. And for some people, even though they might not admit it for reasons we'll find out later, have used it themselves. We are talking about the dark web.
Okay. Okay, cool. That's cool.
Yeah, that's good. Let's go. Okay. So the dark web in and of itself as a phrase has a lot of very scary, very negative connotations. But before we get into the scary stuff, I need to know. I did some research and I want to figure out what the difference is between the deep web and the dark web.
Deep web, dark web. I think it's just a matter of how people define certain things. It's deep web would be just anything on the internet that not many people have access to. And or if you're going to access it, you're going to access it using special browsers, the Tor browsers, and then you have to have an entry node and an exit node into the dark web. So it's basically just a layer that sits on underneath the normal internet. Now, when people talk about the dark web, now there are connotations to that, and most of the connotations to that are mostly it has to do with something illegal or something that they wouldn't want people to know about or to have easy access to. So they basically just try and restrict access to that information by layering it on just underneath the normal internet. So deep web, dark web. It's just semantics basically, but also that connotation of what is being accessed. Yeah.
So it's primarily defined by its purpose.
Yes.
If I'm going for something a little shadier, it could be said that I'm on the
dark web. Yes.
But if I'm just accessing something that isn't accessible to the general public,
you can say you're on the deep web.
I can say I'm on the deep web.
Yes.
So it's like it's kind of like an iceberg almost.
Yes, there's a whole lot that you don't see underneath it. Yes.
There's a whole lot you don't see underneath it. Okay, so at the tip of the metaphorical iceberg, we could say that's where the normal internet is, correct?
No.
So if the normal internet is the tip of the iceberg, how deep does the dark web go?
It's not that deep. Okay, not to say that it's not that deep, but you see, whenever you put anything on a network or just on the internet, it depends on who do you want to see it. So when I decide who wants to see it, I restrict access to the people who get access to that information. So that restricting now, in this case, is just by using different protocols and putting things behind layers of Tor and things like that. And basically, it's just, so we can't say that this, I don't know, the iceberg analogy is a bit wrong. It's actually an inverted iceberg because most of the internet is the visible lot you can see.
Okay.
The dark deep web is a little layer that you don't see. And also for networks, there is a lot of information that is shared that sometimes even humans don't need to have access to. Machines share a lot of information. Telemetry. Your phone keeps telling the network that, hey, I'm still on the network. Or if it goes to a new network, it keeps saying, hey, by the way, I'm new on this network. What can I access? That is information that can flow through the internet that humans don't necessarily have to have access to, but it's there. So there's a lot of information that is passed that a lot of it is not also human readable. the more smart devices that we keep adding to our homes and adding to our lives, all those smart devices all generate data. And that data, they keep calling back, they keep, calling home. So they just keep talking to a server, just say, hey, I'm alive, I'm okay, I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. Or, hey, I have a problem, how can you sort it out? Yes. So, funny story.
Please.
Okay, not funny story, but just one of the things when you talk about, by the way. So I know somebody who, they do a lot of green energy. So we're having a discussion and they're saying, hey, by the way, can you recommend to us an inverter? But let it not be a Chinese inverter. So I was asking, why not? They're like, no. The Chinese inverters call back home and keep sending telemetry back to China. And I'm like, for it to call back home, you have to explicitly allow it to send data back. And there are ways you can put devices in between your inverter and the internet to see the data that is being sent back. So it's one of those unfounded, how can I say it? It's an unfounded fear.
Yeah. In relation to this whole anonymity thing, you'd mentioned something. You keep mentioning this word over and over again. You keep saying Tor. So for the people who might not be as inclined, could you give us a brief breakdown on Tor, on Onion, all of that?
So basically, it's just look at it in terms of, it's a way of accessing. So for everything on the internet, for two people to, I'm beginning to remember my past life. So two people to communicate, you have to have a common protocol.
Yes.
So you, like, for example, now we're communicating and it's because we're speaking English. If I just started speaking German, all of a sudden you might not understand it. Yes. Yeah. So you see, it's there are common protocols that you use. So what you do, so you can look at it in terms of, there's a protocol that you have to enable or you have to use to be able to access this set of resources. Yes. So I'm trying to just keep it as general as possible. Yeah. So just what's it called? So you'll have to install software and you'll have to install a browser that allows you to use that protocol to access that data.
So that is the Tor browser.
Yes, that's your Tor browser and the Tor protocol. Then you have your Onion routers, and then you have your entry and exit nodes. So entry into the Tor network and exit out of the Tor network.
Okay.
Which will lead me to say something. You can never be truly anonymous on the internet.
You can never be truly anonymous on the internet.
Dispel that rumor once and for all. People think you can be anonymous on the internet, but you can't.
People are spending thousands of shillings on VPNs, and you're breaking their hearts right now.
No. Okay, let me tell you. Let me just break more hearts even more.
Go ahead.
Look at a VPN.
Yeah.
A VPN anonymizes your data. Okay, a VPN doesn't anonymize your data. What a VPN does is, a VPN allows you to join somebody else's network so that your traffic looks like it's coming from that person's network. So, for example, various uses of VPNs. The most common is to
that you can talk about on camera.
Yes, to circumvent geolocation.
Yeah.
You want content that is only available in Korea. Let's say Sharon wants to watch a K-pop movie or her K-pop artists.
A secret addiction.
Yes, we know, not so secret. But anyway, so she wants to watch that. So what people do sometimes, due to licensing and things like that, they restrict, they geo-block and just say, you can only access this K-pop content from South Korea. So what Sharon would do is Sharon would go and look for South Korean VPN provider. And then so Sharon jumps onto that VPN provider, that VPN, because it's in South Korea, when Sharon's traffic will look like it's coming from South Korea. You see? So it can now circumvent that geo-block. Now, the problem is, for you to get that into that VPN, you have to connect to it.
Yeah.
There has to be a server exposed on the internet. So for you to get into that VPN, you have to connect to that server.
Yeah.
Now, I normally tell people, if somebody wants to track you, they don't have to know exactly what you're doing. They just have to know where your traffic is coming from and where your traffic is going to.
That's it.
Based on that, there are things you can
Extrapolate.
Yes, from that you can extrapolate and just say, oh, it's going to this site. This is a South Korean IP. This is a South Korean IP. It's connecting to this, and you see from that you can connect.
So there is no true privacy except in isolation. And if you're isolated, then what's the point of being on the internet?
Exactly, and it's even isolation. Recently, there was a company somewhere in Europe. They're called Stark Industries, and Stark Industries used to provide VPNs, and they were busted because the VPNs are being used for nefarious activities. There have been stories, and not stories, but people have tried to use encrypted phones to try and do other activities that are not. Yes,
Yeah, we know we understand. Yeah,
that you can't talk about like this freely. But
know,
yes, and part of that, and they've all gotten busted because again, your devices leave a fingerprint. Whether or not you want it to leave a fingerprint, it's still going to leave a fingerprint. And so that whole, oh, I'm anonymous because I'm using a VPN. Yeah, you're not.
You're not.
You're not.
You're exposed.
It is. You can access certain things, but it's not that you are anonymous. And okay, actually, one of the things Stark Industries used to brag about is to say we don't log what you're doing. But at the end of the day, provided you're connecting to this, I already know there's something you're doing based on the connection where you're going to do. And then remember, traffic has to come back.
True.
And still, to be behind a proxy, but I can still, to a certain extent, tell what you're doing. Or
Although works both ways, basically.
Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you for that slightly scary but very realistic tangent. No. You're never alone. They are always watching. What's the words, people? What's the words? To some extent.
Big brother. Yes.
So, steering us slightly back to the whole dark web and topic, would it be safe to say then, it's hidden to some extent and it's also dangerous? Would that be a correct statement?
Hidden, yes. Dangerous, I have a problem with saying dangerous because what is safe?
What is safe?
You see, what is safe?
That is a
See,
question.
so when you look at safe, it's quite interesting. Okay, so part of what I do is I do a lot of hardware stuff. So recently I was trying to buy a ribbon for a printer, specific printer. I was trying to buy a ribbon. And then I go to a site, a Kenyan site. This is the most irritating thing. So I go to a Kenyan site, and this site tells me, we're using Cloudflare. For us to secure the site, the access to this, you need to download this script and run it like this. And I'm like,
sounds very sketchy.
Hold on. Cloudflare download scripts. Cloudflare just normally says that you're a human and tells me see the bicycles in the picture. So I'm like, this doesn't sound, it doesn't sound legit. So I do what I normally do, which is investigate a bit further. So I open up the browser, the website code. I look at that URL. I take it. I pop it into VirusTotal. Oh, by the way, if you want to know if a URL is safe or not, go to VirusTotal, put it there, and it should tell you to a certain degree if it's safe or not.
Not sponsored.
Sort of sponsored, but VirusTotal, I'm here. Please pay.
VirusTotal, okay.
So do that, and then it's a malicious site. So I'm like, hey, hold on. You guys say the dark web is the one that has issues, but here I am looking for a ribbon, and it's a Kenyan site that wants to install malware on my machine. What the hell? You see?
So there is no such thing as safety. So applying that term in regards to certain fields, would it really be accurate? But it would be safe to say that it's hidden.
It's hidden, yes. It's hidden, yes. Right. And dangerous also. You see, the thing about the dark web is, who do you hold accountable? Because see that there's that whole anonymity part of it. It's built, basically it's built on anonymity. So if you get malware from the dark web, you kind of have yourself to blame. Although, now go back to again the things I do. One of the things that the dark web does is it's used a lot for dumps, for credential dumps, both legal, not legal, just mostly illegal, because it's normally credit card numbers, people's personal information. So you hear that, there's this dark web actor who has posted this information, and it's information about ABCD. So you see, it's mostly used for sharing information that wouldn't be normally shared in the open the internet, you see.
That's what the dark web is built for, to share information that typically isn't available.
We can't say that. I would say that, but yes, it's one of the things and one of the reasons that has gotten the dark web popular, because of sharing that information. That you don't want to be known as the originator of that, but at the same time you don't want to be known as you're buying that information. So it's a double-edged sword,
to some extent. Okay.
Yeah.
So you said one of the things that the dark web is used for is credential dumps.
Yes.
But in person that you said, that's not all you'd say it's about. Could you say what the dark web is built for?
It's just built for anonymity. So basically, just you want to share something, you want to have some level of anonymity. It's not full anonymity, but you want to have some level of anonymity. You can put stuff on the dark web. So now you look at people like journalists and stuff like that. You want to talk to your confidential sources. You don't want them to have that. You don't want to be seen that this is how we got this information. So those are some of the things that it can be used for. Yes. But primarily, unfortunately, yes. We all know about Silk Road and what Silk Road did. You see. So
we do know about Silk Road.
That's
Just as a brief breakdown, maybe for those who don't know, and please correct me if I'm wrong, Silk Road was a very infamous marketplace on the dark web where anything went, literally anything. Again, we have a certain PG rating on the podcast, so we're going to the products, but if you have free time and the curiosity,
Silk Road investigate that. Yes,
Silk Road investigator.
So, and they were caught. You see, that's the thing about it. They were caught. Meaning,
what anonymity?
You see,
we found you in the end.
Yes.
Moving to maybe like a slightly safer track, what would you say is the single biggest misconception or myth about the dark web?
It's all criminal.
It's all criminals.
It's all crime.
Earlier, you touched on people like journalists being able to use it to get in contact. What other use cases would there possibly be? So
one of the things that I'd also now going back to the tech thing, if I have a proof of concept of some malware or some what's it called, a 0 day, I can put it there. You can just put it there and share. But that's everything just keeps going criminal.
Everything.
As soon as you talk, it just
keeps
sliding
in that direction. Okay. So for those people that aren't aspiring criminals and that are a little bit more curious about the dark web and the deep web, even in like a very, 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 very legal capacity, for those people, would it be illegal for them, or let me even use myself as an example, standing in for the place of the audience, would it be illegal for me to just download Tor and just have a look around, set up my protocols and that?
It won't be legal, but okay. Again, I go back to what's it called? Habits. If you go online and you go to Tor and the things that you're seeing are about drugs and guns, which you very well know are illegal in our country, how do you explain yourself? Sometimes you look at you weigh the benefits and the risks, and then you ask yourself, a risk benefit analysis, how is this? Yes, how is it? So you ask yourself, is it worth me risking going on the dark web? You see, first of all, when you go on the dark web, if I come to your machine, if I don't know what, something happens and I come to your machine and I see Tor, I'm like, Tor.
I know what type of man you are.
Yeah. Why? You can't be like, no, I'm a journalist and that ship has sailed. That ship has sailed. Yeah. You're on your Linux machine and then you're doing Tor. I'm like,
It's like if somebody finds you in a liquor store and you say, "Oh, I'm just an auditor. I work for."
Oh no, I came to buy orange juice. It's kind of hard. You can't back down from that. So it's more a reputational thing than the actual what are you doing on it. But I always say, if you want to try, by all means try, but just know there are some things that might follow you, especially you see, if you go on the dark web and you don't know what you're doing, and then you go to red rooms and whatever you're not supposed to go, then you see, it leads you to it's something that becomes very hard to remove yourself from. Yes. Okay. You can't explain it away. So to speak. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So somebody can absolutely go to the dark web. It's up to your discretion. You have to take full responsibility for that.
That is you.
We are not endorsing them.
We're not endorsing. No. And then I'll just go back to my caveat. Nothing you do on a network or on the internet is secret.
Nothing you do on the network or on the internet is secret.
Yes, there you go.
You said that there are some risks and some things that a person faces aside from the obvious, don't go look at guns, don't go look at drugs, don't download anything fishy. Is there anything that like an average person should absolutely completely stay away from that might not be obvious at first glance?
One, if you don't, okay, this is how I look at things. If you don't know about something, your first starting point is Google. Google that. Just Google and let Google tell you, because Google is actually very good for as an antivirus, surprisingly. Because Google, if you go to a malicious site, Google will tell you. You see? So if you want to be adventurous, by all means be adventurous. But you need to know and take certain precautions and just say, okay, this is what I want to research on. This is an address or this is a site. Just put it on Google, let Google tell you more about it. Then once you know more about it, then you make the decision if you want to continue or not. You see? Then I've also said you have things like VirusTotal, throw it in VirusTotal, URL, let it tell you if that is a legit site or if it's a safe site or not. Yeah.
Wow, perfect. Yeah. So as we come close to the end of the question segment, and I feel like I already know the answer to this, but I don't like putting words in people's mouth.
You have no idea.
Okay. You know what? Actually, I'm going to write it down with what I think the answer is, and then I'm going to ask you the question.
Okay.
And then I'll show you. I'm not going to show the camera because my handwriting is horrible, but I'll show you whether or not it's the thing.
Okay, cool.
So I'm going to ask the question. You can ponder it, and you'll tell me. My question for you is, if there is one single thing that a guest, or a listener rather, should take away from everything we've said today, what would be the one thing you would tell them?
A bunch of things. One, nothing is truly anonymous.
Okay.
Take that away. Nothing is truly anonymous. It doesn't matter what the people or the site will tell you. Nothing is truly anonymous.
Nothing is truly anonymous.
Yes, including using VPNs and stuff like that. Nothing is truly anonymous.
Yeah.
Keep that in mind whenever you interact with the internet.
That's fair.
Save you a lot.
Can I ask you for a favor? Would you mind reading to the camera and the people what I've just written over here? Yeah, I know. I told you it's bad. I told you my handwriting is bad. But please tell the people.
He said, "You're the best guest ever on the podcast." Damn! Oh, thanks, man. Yeah.
That is exactly what I said. Yeah.
No, he actually said, "No anonymity on the internet."
Like I said, well, great. They say great minds think alike. I don't think my mind is as great as his quite yet. You really taught me a lot in this quick conversation.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for your time. That was the question section of our whole little episode. Now we're moving on to a section that by now, if you've been listening, you should know and love. If you haven't been listening, this is yet another reason to listen to us. We are entering the game session. I will allow the lovely lady behind the camera to take it away.
So today we're doing something completely different. I'm going to give you an unhinged opinion. Not really an unhinged opinion, but an opinion that you're supposed to defend. Whether you agree with it or not, you have 30 seconds to defend it. And your opponent has a chance to rebuttal. So whoever's opinion or defense is better than the other gets the point. Okay?
How do you decide whose opinion is better?
See, I'm the judge.
Cool.
So we'll start with our guest. You're supposed to agree and give reasons why. Okay?
Okay.
Point number 1, pineapples belong on pizza.
Oh, cool. Dear esteemed members of the panel, my idea that pineapples belong on pizza stems from the idea that fruits belong on pizza. Fruit, you might ask. Why fruit? I go back to the most common fruit that people think is a vegetable, a tomato. A tomato goes on pizza, hence a pineapple can also go on a pizza because they are both fruits, and fruits belong on pizza. Thank you. And I've also seen some people put bananas on pizza. And Look. For legal reasons, I have to support that because yes, things. But yes, I've seen that. But yes, but pineapples,
Your time is up.
fruits.
Would you say
You want
esteemed
to
members?
rebuttal, you agree with
I
us?
absolutely want to rebuttal. I
Okay,
absolutely want to
The floor
rebuttal.
is yours.
You said my esteemed members of the panel.
Yeah.
My more esteemed members of the panel, actually. Yeah. While my opponent's arguments might seem like a valid one at first glance, when you actually dig into it, you will discover that the basis upon which is the foundation of his argument is completely and totally wrong. And I'll tell you why. The reason he gave was because it is a fruit. That was 30 seconds. Wow. I'm too long-winded. That goes to him then, I guess.
Yeah, he gets the point.
Yes.
I need to be less. I should have been a lawyer, not a game show contestant, apparently.
Aya. We move on to Eddie. You defend the statement that Mondays are better than Fridays.
Yeah. Mondays, I start?
Mondays are better than Fridays.
Mondays are better than Fridays. Okay, let me know when. A Monday is full of possibility. By the time Friday rolls around, the week is already decided. You cannot change anything. In a world where we need change, where we need hope, nothing provides hope quite like a Monday. You wake up Monday morning, you have the whole week to accomplish whatever it is that you want to accomplish. And what is better than hope? That's my argument.
Okay, hope is what kills a man, bro.
Yeah, you're not in the quotation.
So, you want to rebuttal or you agree with him?
Hell no. Of course I'll do it, but yeah, look.
Let's do this.
Hope is good. Rest is better. After a long week of being hopeful and things not hopefully going your way, you need to have rest. And the good thing about a Friday is that it tells you there are 2 days of rest coming up. You need to rest after being hopeful the whole week. Imagine you're hopeful and then things don't work out. Then here comes Friday, you're like, damn, all the hope I had this week. But then you're like, I have 2 days coming up of rest. Rest is good.
So hope versus rest, George, tell us.
I'm going to consult my...
No.
Whose argument is better? But I like that you went with hope. I wouldn't have gone with that. So let's give you the point for now.
Okay, satire.
Friday hater. Friday hater.
It's hard to defend Mondays. That's what I'm giving him.
I mean, that's what I would have gone with possibility, but it's kind of easy. Great minds. I see great minds apple.
Ensemble?
Uh-huh.
So I want you to defend bananas are overrated.
I don't envy you.
He loves bananas.
This will be the weakest defense ever. Weakest defense ever. But I can't even defend. I can't even know once to defend.
It will be sacrilege.
You can't overrate a banana. The only thing I can overrate is modern bananas have a problem because sometime back, bananas used to have seeds, and the seeds were systematically bred out of the bananas due to just generate. You can't. Yes,
I don't even need to say anything.
Man.
I love bananas. You love bananas. She loves bananas. He loves bananas. You, audience member, you love bananas. We all love bananas. Do I need to say why the sun is good? Why oxygen needs to be breathed? No. Then I don't need to say why bananas are good.
So, Ensemble, who has the point?
He has a point. Of course, he has a point. You can't tell me any bananas over there. You can't. I willingly concede that point. Man.
It was rigged from the beginning.
I know. This is wrong. Bananas.
One last one. Eddie.
Okay.
Weddings should last only 30 minutes.
I have thoughts on this. I'm defending this.
Yes.
Okay.
Why is he defending?
It's a great point. You do agree. That's the problem.
So is it-
No, he should do the same thing he did with bananas. He should be against it. Then I'd be for it. Yes. Yes.
Judge, you tell us, what are we doing?
Okay, since clearly we all love bananas, let's see you try defending that bananas are overrated.
I should try defending that bananas are overrated.
Yeah.
Okay, let me know when my time starts. Okay. Bananas. Gosh, goddamn. No. I had many siblings. I'm used to arguing. Bananas are overrated because of the disappointment associated with them. And let me explain what I mean by this.
Good point.
When you
You don't even have to explain. I know your point. I know your point.
He doesn't
And I was just going to agree with it.
And he doesn't agree.
He has a point. Okay, I can't.
No.
But,
He gave me that point. So
man.
it's a draw.
But that's a nice one. I don't even know what you're going to say. Like, that's just, oh, man.
Bananas uses
No, it's only because I had time to think about it.
I know.
If I was asked first, I would.
I think was there, you just freeze.
I would.
I haven't thought of that. That's actually a very nice way.
let's ask the bananas.
It might have to be a recurring thing.
So we're going to play a quick one since this is fun. And get your mind out of the gutter. Smash or pass. Tech edition. Okay?
Okay.
Quick one. Mna shout at the same time.
No.
Like pass or smash.
Mhm.
Crypto.
Pass.
Ooh. AI agents.
Smash.
Situationship. Yeah.
Remote work.
Smash.
Yes. Smash.
Okay. Low code tools.
Sorry?
Low like chini code tools.
Low code tools. Yeah, smash. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Fintech.
Smash.
Smash.
Yeah, like how it is. So no press off you.
Anyway, yeah, you can close.
All right. So.
Once you're the winner.
She's saying this. I win all the time. Don't go listen to the game section of the
the last
past
time I was
episodes.
here, I mopped the floor with Ida. It's just, it's disappointing. Now that she's not here,
It's a ma-
we know.
She's
It was
here.
crazy. It was bad. It was bad.
Either this was for you when you watch this.
Oh, man.
I did this for you.
I knew it had to be like, oh, women's rights and stuff. But no, it was bad. It was bad.
It was horrible.
That is bad.
Oh, hey, we're almost definitely going to have a rematch. But that will be in a later episode of Tech Show, which, as you've seen today, guys, it's full of fun, it's full of knowledge. What more do you want from a podcast? Tell me, I'm listening. Nothing exactly, that's what I thought. Anyway, thank you so much for tuning in. As always, you can find us on your favorite platforms. That's Instagram, that's Spotify, that's TikTok, that's YouTube. Wherever you listen to anything, you'll find us there. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Nsongo.
Thanks, Eddie.
This is us.
for having me.
Of course, anytime. It was my pleasure.
No problem.
Especially the winning part. I will see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.
Bananas, that's wrong.